My name is Jeff McComas. My student ID number is 03475. It is December 10th, 2017, and this is part 3 of my Traditions rifle build. My experiences with this build and things that I've learned throughout this course. I've learned quite a bit. Prior to this course, I had never used inletting black and used it to inlet anything into a stock. So that was a first for me. It was something that made me nervous. But I started this course 2 weeks late already, so I had to kind of play catch up. So when I read that I should get started on it right away, realizing that I was 2 weeks behind, that made me get over those fears of messing it up, and I just kind of dove right in on the butt plate. I never used stain on a stock before. I've always used True Oil or linseed oil. Never used a stain and a sealer. So on this rifle, I used a mahogany stain. To me, it seemed a dark wood would make it look a little more traditional, I guess. Prior to this course, I'd never polished brass parts. I've used a rotary tool quite a bit, but I've never used it to polish brass parts. I always felt like I would mess it up. And I know that that's a big deal in a conflict between gunsmiths, whether using a rotary tool or hand tools. Some are traditional, some like to use the power tools. With polishing the brass, you get a little bit of both worlds, but you really can't beat the finish that you get after using the rotary tool to polish your brass. I mean, you can completely get rid of the majority of the sanding marks out of there. And then I followed it up with some brass polish, and I used to use not this brand, but Brasso in the Marine Corps to shine up brass and copper and stuff like this. I used a little bit of this Neverdol to go over and hand polish the brass. Again, other than stuff that I used in the Marine Corps, I'd never done this on a firearm before. The rifle build in general is something that's new for me. I'm 30 years old, so ARs are mostly what I've known since I got into really enjoying firearms and taking them apart and learning about them. ARs have been what I've been used to. So building a original style muzzle loader using percussion caps, that to me that was a big step for me. Something that I've learned throughout this course that I can use in modern firearms is the polishing and the stock shaping. Because if a customer comes into me and either has a broken stock that needs to be repaired, or has a stock that needs to be reworked, or wants to build a whole new stock, that's something that I feel like that I could tackle after doing this and fixing the little mess up that I had here. Which, I mean, I still need to come back and get the line of sight correct for me. So that's something that I need to work on, but I feel that's a task that I could accomplish now after completing this course. I don't know that I would go out and pick me a nice big piece of wood and start working on a stock of this size right away. That would definitely take some working my way into, but starting with this mostly finished and inletting is definitely a step in the right direction for me. Something that I'm glad that I got to take part of, and I hope that it is everything that you guys expected it to be. I hope that I haven't messed it up too bad. I do want to go back and do a few things to this rifle, other than just tapering down this comb. I want to go back and I want to sand this finish again, because it's not as smooth, I guess, or as shiny as I would like it. I mean, it does have a nice little shine to it, but smooth it over and do it again. So that's something that I want to do. I would like to also do like an engraving, an inlay in here. Some, maybe not a scenery or something like that, but I would like to do maybe some initials, and maybe to come back in with some brass and put some brass pieces in here. To me, that would be kind of cool to do. So I appreciate the opportunity to be able to do this build, and I'm glad that I've been able to create a functioning rifle from a kit. So thank you for your time, and God bless.